This issue is about a much lighter subject. It's about the new movie moguls of Bollywood, of the Hindi movie industry. The most interesting thing about this cover story done by our colleague Giridhar Jha is that it's all about people without godfathers. In India, as in the case of most other professions, whether it is politics, whether it is other professions like chartered accountants or lawyers or doctors, the doctor's son becomes a doctor, politician's son becomes a politician. So movie stars make their children movie stars, directors make their children directors or producers. But here we have a few of them who are really making waves in Hindi mainstream cinema. Those who have come without fathers or even godfathers. These are very interesting names: Neeraj Pandey, Imtiaz Ali, Vikas Bell, Shujit Sarkar, Anand Rai,
and a host of others. Yeah, I mean, just mentioning, and the fact that how they have forced themselves, through their own work to come mainstream. See, these are mainly low-budget films that they started with. It's the idea, a good cast, and how they have executed them. It's the new management of time, because they know they can't afford to, like other big producers, what used to happen, stars will throw their own tantrum, they will give time, and then it stretches on. All these things that they have managed, and it has appeal also because of the storyline and its entire execution. So that is really marvelous. And I, as a film lover, and so would you, I'm sure, we would all love to see. New kind of themes are coming out, new set of actors are coming out, which was earlier unthinkable.
We also have a very big package on the malaise in the health sector. The health sector, our private hospitals are committing a huge fraud on the patients. They are overcharging them, they are fleecing them, they are making them undergo procedures which are really not required, not necessary. They are pushing consumables which are not required, inflating bills, and creating a business opportunity out of the misery of patients.
This is, something, such a hot topic. Every day we have done a number of stories on the health, the situation, and various aspects of it. Newspapers are also writing various on them. Whenever you talk, this is, when someone falls sick, it is something you can't even ignore, Okay, I'll do it tomorrow. Some serious illness, you have to rush to the hospital or the nursing home, try to get the best doctors that you have. And over there, whatever savings you have, if you are being overcharged, one taking advantage in a way, that I think is a very serious problem which needs to be looked at.
One of the stories is also about how the old charitable hospitals of Delhi have suddenly become corporatized, corporate entities only looking at profits. This is also a very serious issue. Some point in time, there was a report by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. The Delhi government was also aware of all that was going wrong. Recently, the Delhi government had suspended the license of a hospital for a couple of days or a week or so. Nothing much happened. Nothing ever really happens. And that's the saddest part of it, because our public health system is in a shambles. It is almost impossible to go there because of the rush, because of the lack of facilities, because of lack of hygiene and lack of everything. So any ordinary middle class person or even lower middle class person, whether she has the wherewithal or not, is forced to go to these private hospitals which are waiting to trap them. I would say a death trap.
Absolutely.
Today there is a news story in Times of India about a person who had to cough up 40 lakhs and then die. 40 lakhs and then the procedure failed. The patient died. So who is making all this money? So we are asking these questions. That is the other big package in the current issue. Then, since we are on the topic of attack on freedom of press, I would also like to flag the book review, a book on Gauri Lankesh's journalism. We need to remind ourselves and we need to remind our viewers and our readers that the killers of Gauri Lankesh haven't yet been caught.
This is something strange because every time there have been suggestions through reports that they're very close, they have identified, but which is a big question, I mean, why so far nothing could be done? Gauri Lankesh is definitely a former colleague of ours, and from the same profession. That is, obviously we have been talking about it. But there have been other killings also of people who have questioned rationalists and others. Now, none of them, if we look at the series, so I think there is a serious problem and authorities must come out and try and reassure or restore the confidence which has been badly shaken because of these.
I'll quickly go through some of the comments that have come in from our viewers and readers. Narendra Kumar Sen asking whether a country has any data protection act. Alok Kumar Jha commenting that there is really no law to protect our data. Shakil Hamid saying that government has decided to book whistleblowers instead of correcting mistakes. Santosh Chaturvedi saying that Aadhaar data leakage is the biggest fraud against the people of India. Mahmuni saying that what if this culprit uses the Aadhaar number for some unlawful activity? Yes, this is a very, very serious issue. Will I be arrested because it is my number, even though somebody else has hacked it and used it? This is something that all of us are really scared about. Shubham Chakravarti, government should take it very seriously as it is a criminal act indeed. There is no doubt about it at all. Then Nahid Verma saying that do not link your PAN, bank and phone number if you haven't already. Wait till March 31st. Well, we don't have the luxury. I would like to add to what our reader has put in. When the government asks us to link our Aadhaar card with all our other important documents like the PAN card, the PAN number, the bank account number, and then the phone number, then we as citizens really don't have many options. We have to comply, and that is the reason why we are all worried when there is a leakage. Then Alok Kumar Jha again saying that Nandan Nilekani suggested at that time that we need law to protect data and privacy laws. Yes, Sanjay Biniwale saying that those days have gone when you were circulating fake news. Now you be careful, you should have proof before reporting. You are not above law. Nobody is above the law. That is not the point at all. If it is found to be fake, then take action against the reporter. If she is found to be doing something malified, then do it, but not before that. Right now, instead of booking the people who are circulating these numbers, circulating the Aadhaar data, breaching the privacy of honest citizens of India, instead of going against them, the UIDA is going against the reporter, which seems very, very odd. Then Shubham Chakravarti again, immediately we should raise this issue as a threat to an individual of the country. In fact, we are not secure. Yeah, we are. That is a scare. Guru Prasad Nath saying that leakage on 500 rupees is a serious matter. Colonel Lal is perplexed. So are we all. Anshur Srivastava, has anyone caught the murderers of Kashmiri Pandits? Well, they also need to be caught. It is not mutually exclusive. It's not mutually exclusive at all.
We are discussing a particular one. That doesn't mean we will condone. The killers of people, innocent people, anyway.
And there's no doubt about that. We are all for victims everywhere, be they Kashmiri Pandits or be it Gauri Lankesh. So those were some of the comments. Thanks for joining. That's all for today.